Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. The Most High, the Heavenly Father, his Hebrew name is Yahweh. Not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. Not Abba, it's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So you gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of great millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, ready accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all that are pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four ends of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Agwas who are listening and learning. You few sisters who are listening and learning. Coming at you another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification. Another day of edification, Lord, wouldn't be edifying. So I titled this lesson, this seven-headed beast is being bruised and permanently wounded. And real quick, I want to get this word permanently. Because, hey, as the brother Dawadah had said in the lesson he did the other day, that the Lord is taking the wisdom from these Edomites, man. The Lord is taking the wisdom from the so-called white man. And everything that they used to do was in secret, right? Everything that the so-called white man did was in secret. Well, the Lord said he shall make them bear, right? He shall make them bear. So what you see on the screen is the best these devils got. They used to hide their wickedness. They used to hide their wickedness, but their enchantments ain't working anymore, man. So now they out in the open about it. They out in it's like it's in the opening, man. Everything that these leech did was in secret. But now their enchantments isn't working. So now they gotta come out front with it, right? Now it says let me read this. in Proverbs, in Proverbs 26 and 24 it reads, burning lips, Salakia, Proverbs 26 and 24, he that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are seven abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness, the so-called white man's wickedness, shall be showed before the whole congregation. You see, he that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are seven abominations in his heart. Seven is completion. So it's showing you that the so-called white man is totally consumed with wickedness. He's covered. That's why I tell you in Psalm 73, in verse 5, it says, they are not in trouble like other men, neither are they plagued like other men. So it says, violence covereth them as a garment, because they are total covered in wickedness. The Lord made them perfect on the left-hand side. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are seven abominations in his heart, meaning he's completely wicked, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. So again, they used to hide their wickedness in secret, but now because their enchantments isn't working anymore, they just out in the open with it, man. Okay, it's in the opening now. Now I say again, his wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. So I want to get this word permanently, right?
Permanently.
The word permanently is in a way that lasts or remains unchanged. So it got similar words for all time, forever, for good and all, evermore. Let's play this.
In perpetuity.
Meaning to be banished. It got
Indelibly.
in a way that cannot be removed or forgotten. So here's another one. Let's see, you got for keeps. It got continually, or let's play this.
Perpetually.
Perpetually. It got eternally. It got always, ever. So again, the seven-headed beast is being bruised and permanently wounded. Because their last wound was healed. But the Lord said he's going to destroy these devils permanently this time. Now I want to play this, just the beginning of this, and listen to this guy. Let me turn this volume down. This is what I want to just deal with.
Don't have any answer in the Bible what to do when humans are no longer useful to the economy.
How is it possible that humans would be no longer useful to the economy? How is that possible, man? These devils, well, in Second Thessalonians, let's read this. See, this is the mind of a fool, man. This is the mind of a fool. These Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, these be the antichrists that the scriptures talks about, man. And you got many other followers of Jake and heathen nation that's following this devil, man. But these, the so-called white man, the nation of the Edomites, the so-called white people, these are the antichrists of the earth, man. When the Bible speaks about the antichrist, there are many antichrists. This is them, man. Second Thessalonians 2 in verse 4 it reads, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Let's play this again.
Don't have any answer in the Bible what to do when humans are no longer useful to the economy.
That's madness, man. Humans is no longer useful. He said you have no answers in the Bible that humans are no longer useful to the economy. This is a demon, man. But you got two-thirds of our people love these devils, man. These guys is, oh, let's get this. In Psalms 50, the Lord say, Psalms 50 and 16, but unto the wicked power saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes? Or that thou shouldest take my covenant, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instructions, and casteth my words behind thee. This is what he's doing. Hold on. Again. And this is the representative for the elites. This guy here and Klaus Schwab. These are the and Bill Gates. These are the representatives for the elites, man.
Don't have any answer in the Bible what to do when humans are no longer useful to the economy. You
What has that to do again? But woe unto the wicked. But woe unto the wicked power self. But unto the wicked power self. What has that to do to declare my statutes? or that thou shouldst take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instructions and castest my words behind thee. You see it? Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit, man. That's what these devils do.
You need completely new ideologies, completely new religions, and they are likely to emerge from Silicon Science is not really about truth, it's about power.
Hold on. The word science mean knowledge. It means to know. So he just said, hold on, let's play this again. He said it's not about, he said science is not really about what?
Truth.
Science is not really about truth. What is this guy talking about, man? This show you how demonic these white people are, man. The word science means knowledge, to know. What is he talking about? Science really doesn't mean truth. Well, we know, according to the scriptures, the white man's science doesn't mean to know truth. It's pseudoscience. You see how the Lord got them putting their foot in their own mouth, man. Second Thessalonians. Let me get it in the blue letter. This is beautiful, man. And I was just playing this over and over. I said, man, I gotta really go and analyze this, man. This is Second Thessalonians. Because the scriptures is there, man. The Lord got everything. Listen, everything that goes on, I don't care what it is. I don't care what news clip it is. I don't care what some slow betters say. It's scriptures to show you that they are against the Lord and they got to pay for it. They're gonna pay for this wickedness that they are speaking, man. This is Second Thessalonians 2. And let's read this again. Second Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means. And how's the so-called white man deceiving the world? Through his philosophies. Like I tell you in Colossians 2 and 8. Be well as any man spoil you through philosophies and vain deceits, after the tradition of men. So it said, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except they come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God. So there's going to be a nation of people on earth who's going to go opposite of everything that the Lord have established in the Bible, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Right? This verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. He's sitting on the screen lying to the people. Let's play it again.
Don't have any answer in the Bible what to do when humans are no longer useful to the economy.
Why would the Lord do it with the humans? The Lord said, be fruitful and multiply. Show you that they are opposite of everything that Yahweh Shema Shai has established in the earth. And like I always mention, that's why I said in Isaiah 26 and 10, let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. The Lord let the so-called white man have a kingdom 3 times with the Greeks, the Romans, and North America, which is Babylon the Great, the revived Roman Empire. And they still will not learn righteousness, man. 3 times they had a rulership. So in Second Thessalonians 2 and 9, it reads, it say, even him whose covenant is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. Because what they do is, that's why I tell you in Job, was that Job 13 and 4, they are forgers of lies. They are the forgers of lies. They are physicians of no value. So this word lying, right here in 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9,
Strong's G 5579. Pseudos. Pseudos.
It's a lie. It's a conscious and intentional falsehood. In a broad sense, whatever is not what it seems to be. Of perverse, impious, deceitful precepts, falsehood, lying. So, one more time, because we got to analyze this, man. Because it said his wicked, and by what I just read in Proverbs 26 and 26, his wickedness shall be shown before the whole congregation. The world is going to see these devils' wickedness. Again, they used to keep their wickedness secret, but because their enchantments isn't working anymore, they just gonna be on Front Street with it. Which the Lord said at first, their wickedness shall be shown before the whole congregation, man.
Don't have any answer in the Bible what to do when humans are no longer useful to the economy. You need completely new ideologies, completely new religions, and they are likely to emerge. Silicon Valley.
Nah, he said no longer the humans are no longer useful, and this is why they have created a artificial, what is called artificial, a womb to make. Let me get it right here, real quick. Real quick, bear with me here. It's called these guys is a trip, man. But this is the Lord doing this, man. This the Lord. So they have created, it's called the world's first artificial womb facility, right? The world's first artificial womb facility. So now he's saying humans is no longer useful to the economy. That's not what the Lord said. So now he's saying what? Right here.
Science is not really about truth.
Science is not really about truth. Then what is it about? Well, we know, according to the so-called white man, which I just read in 2 Thessalonians 2:9, it's his pseudoscience, man. Lying wonders. Like I tell you in Revelations 13 and 14, by the means of those miracles. So you got them playing God, right? Allegedly with this MOTB, with these brain implants, they are healing paraplegics, quadriplegics, dementia, Alzheimer's, different ailments, right? Them that are blind. It said by the means of those miracles. Because they're not miracles, it's witchcraft. Okay? So they are deceiving the people with lies. Pseudoscience, man.
It's about power.
See? It's about power. It's not about truth. And this is showing you they're running out of time. They are running out of time. So they got to push their power, man. It's always about power. And this is why the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian, and Haitian women flock to the so-called white man because of the little bit of power they got. Nobody loves the white man, the so-called white man, for who he is. They only down with him because of what he has, which is power, his face on the money. They control all the resources. Well, their power is deteriorating, man. And we can see it.
The real aim of science as a project, as an establishment, is not truth, it's power.
How can
See? Hold on. Let's run it back. He said it's not in truth, it's in power. Which they are running out of, man. Let's play it back.
Science is not really about truth, it's about power. The real aim of science as a project, as an establishment, is not truth, it's power.
See? It's not in truth. It's in power, man. They running out of power, man. Oh, this is beautiful. So they run out of power, man. So let's get some precepts here. These devils is running out of power, man. So like it. I don't know why this computer be doing this, man. Turn my damn camera. So like it. Trying to make sure. Can y'all still hear me? Okay. Computer be acting funny sometimes. So these devils run out of power. And he just told you it's not about truth, man. It's about power. So let me get this. And I was thinking about what the brother Double Dot had said in the lesson he did the other day. And he was like, these devils running out of the Lord destroying their wisdom. So let me get this. So in Isaiah 29 and 14 it reads, now this is the Lord talking to Jake, but who's in control of the earth now? It's the so-called white man, right? The Lord said he have a controversy with them, with those that's in control of the earth. So this is Isaiah 29 and 14 it reads, therefore behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder, for the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. So this is the Lord taking the power from the so-called white man. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder, for the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. And I had another precept I was going to read earlier. Um, okay, so let me get this. So this is Jeremiah. It was about the inhabitants. I forgot where it was at right off, but it was about the inhabitants. So let me read this. Jeremiah 49 and 7. It reads, Jeremiah 49 and 7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Now again it say, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Right? So back in Isaiah 29 and 14, it reads, therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder, for the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. Now, this is what the Lord is saying about the so-called white man. Let's read again in Jeremiah. Jeremiah 49 and 7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Right? When you go to 1 Corinthians 1 and 19, it reads, for it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. So what we see is the Lord is taking the wisdom from the so-called white man. Man, what's that verse? Let me see. I forgot where I was at too. Let me get this. Hold on, bear with me. I forgot what verse it was I was reading about the inhabitants. It was one of the verses I was trying to read. I forgot where it was at though. Um, I forgot where it was at. Damn it. So let me get this. I thought I had wrote it down, but I didn't. So in Isaiah 24, man, it was another one I was reading. Just reading it too. So in Isaiah 24, because I want to deal with these heads, man. How the Lord is destroying these heads, man. Them that's in rulership. So in Isaiah 24 it reads, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Right? Which when it all boils down, the only one's gonna be left is the elites of these Edomites and the elect of Israel. So in Hosea, I forgot what verse I was going to get to. It's all right. This is Hosea 4 and 1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel, for Yahweh will have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land. Why? Because there is no truth. And what he just said, it's not about truth, it's about power, man. Hey, the Lord is cold, man. Because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. What they say? Jesus is fake, God is fake, right? Again, hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel, for Yahweh have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying, and killing, and stealing, and committing adultery, they break out in blood touches blood. So the Lord have a controversy with these people, man, them that's in rulership. And he just plainly said, it's not about truth, it's about power. This is Genesis 3 and 15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So, as Elder Yashawama made the point of how these Edomites, they wounded our Achilles, right? We was wounded for a while, but over time, it heals, right? It'll heal up. But the Lord say, it shall bruise thy head. We're going to bruise their head, and they shall bruise our heel, right? So this is Amos chapter 9 and 1. And what we're seeing is, as the Lord is taking their wisdom from them, man, their wisdom is being removed, man. So now their wickedness. So again, as everything that they done was in secret, right? Everything that he least did was in secret. But now the Lord say, let me read it in Jeremiah 49, because everything they did was in secret. So this Jeremiah 49 and 9. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not. So they can't hide no more in secret. So the Lord got them in the opening. The same thing they used to say in secret, they saying it in the open now, man. Okay? They saying it plainly in the open. They don't believe in God. Yahweh Shah is all a myth. These are the things that they said in secret, man. Because you got to think, they've been using Christianity as an enchantment for ages, man. But now it's not working anymore. So now they got to use another method. Now it's just about power. So it say, behold, I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. Remember what it said in Proverbs 26 and 26. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation, man. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not. So let's get this. In Amos 9 and 1, because the Lord said in Genesis 3 that he's going to bruise, Satan going to bruise our heel, and we're going to bruise his head. It says Amos 9 and 1, I saw the Lord standing upon the altar, and he said, smite the lintel of the door, that the post may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them, right? So you got this 7-head, 10-horn beast, right? And he said, smite the lintel of the door, that the post may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them. And I will slay the last of them with the sword. He that fleeth of them shall not flee away, and they that escapeth of them shall not be delivered, because they're going to try to escape to their bunkers, right? To the space station, their mountain retreats, these different places. It's talking about the elites. It's saying, I will slay the last of them with the sword. Again, it say, I saw the Lord standing upon the altar, and he said, smite the lintel of the door, that the post may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them, and I will slay the last of them with the sword. He that fleeth of them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered. Right? It say he will cut them in the head, all of them. When you go to, which I went into yesterday, in Job 14 and 5, let's get it here. In the blue letter, in Job 14 and 5, that word determined, right? For that word determined,
Strong's H2782. Charetz. Charetz.
the word there is to cut. Now they said in Amos 9, he's going to cut them in the head, all of them, right? To cut, sharpen, it's a determine. It's a be mutilated, to cut, right? The strong definition say literally to wound, to wound. So this is what the Lord doing to these devils' power, man. Because it's not about truth with them. It's about power, man. That's it. That's why they want everybody to tag like cattle, man. Because it was never about power with the so-called white man. I mean, it was never about truth with the so-called white man. It was always about power, man. Now, in Second Ezra, and this is beautiful, man. The Lord is bringing these devils down. Hey, in the same way how the Lord destroyed Antiochus Epiphanes when he had the worms, he was being deteriorated from the inside out, and his flesh was falling off him. It said his flesh was so stink that his men couldn't stand to smell him, man. Right? When you read that story, the Lord did the same thing to Herod, man. Herod had worms coming out of his flesh, man. The Lord, hey, is deteriorating these devils from the inside out, man. This is Second Ezra 11:39. It say, "Are not thou it that remainest of the fourth beast, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times may come through them? And the fourth came and overcame the beasts that were past," which is talking about the Roman Empire, right? "And had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. So long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. For the earth has thou not judged with truth. For the earth has thou not judged with truth. For thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and hast cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm," which is Israel. They cast down Jerusalem. "Therefore is thy wrongful dealing come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. The highest also have looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled." You see, and we see it. The Roman Empire abominations are fulfilled, man. It reads, "And therefore appear no more thy eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads." Now, this is talking about when you're reading Ezra, second Ezra 11:1. It's talking about these three heads, this eagle. It said, "I saw," verse 1, "then saw I a dream, and behold, there came up from the sea an eagle which had 12 feathers, 12 feather wings, and three heads." Right? Now, as a matter of fact, hold on for a second. Bear with me for a moment. So, dealing with these three heads, right? These three heads. Let's read this again. So, the second Ezra 11:1. "Then saw I a dream, and behold, there came up from the sea an eagle, which had 12 feathered wings and three heads." Right? So, these three heads, as the Apostle Tahar went into this a little while ago when Nate went off on this chapter, these three heads was Julius Caesar, this guy, Mark Antony. His name is Marcus, or Marcus Antonius, and you got Marcus Caesar. You got Marcus Antonius, Marcus Caesar, Julius Caesar. These were the three heads that's talking about in this chapter. So when you read down, it say, Second Ezra 11:45, "And therefore appear no more thy eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws," which is their military, "nor all thy vain body." So in Revelation, was that 12? So this is Revelations 13 and 1. It reads, "And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear." So it said, and the beast which I saw was like a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. Leopard representing the Greeks, the so-called white man coming in rulership on the Greeks, and the end of them is going to be with the wrong with Russia, right? So as it said in Genesis 3 and 15, it said, dealing with the heads, and I'll put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. So there's going to be enmity between the Israelites and the Edomites. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel, which they bruised our heel. But now the Lord is bruising their head. This is the fatal wound, because remember that wound was healed when they came up out of the caves in the 1300s. The so-called white man's wound was healed. The Roman Empire wound was healed. So in Romans 16 and 20, it reads, this is the precept to that verse in Genesis 3 and 15. And the God of peace, this is talking about Yahushua, and the God of peace shall bruise Satan under your feet shortly. And the God of peace shall bruise Satan under your feet shortly. Well, we see the Lord is bruising these devils, man, because now, let's read this again in Proverbs, because now they just in the open, they openly telling you what they're going to do. But this was in secret for a long time. Well, the enchantments isn't working anymore, man. So this they don't have no other choice. Proverbs 26 and 24. He that hateth dissembling with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him, when he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. This is Psalms 73 and 20. It reads, as a dream when one awaketh, so, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image. Now, it say, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image. Remember, the Lord said he hid his face, right? And for a long time, let's read it. In Psalms 50, show you what it means when it say, when thou awakest. In Psalms 50, in verse 21, the Lord say, these things has thou done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. So in Psalm 73, it reads again, Psalm 73 and 20, as a dream when one awaketh. So, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise that image. So now the Lord has awakened, and now he's showing these devils that everything they done and they thought the Lord was with them on, he's showing them now that he was never with them, man. He just let them do what they did. Why? Because the same, just like Pharaoh, just like the Canaanites, when you read the story about the Canaanites, the Lord had let their wickedness mount up to a certain point, man. Just like Pharaoh. The Lord is letting the so-called white man wickedness mount up to the point of there is no return. You can't recover from this. You cannot recover the wickedness that they have done. There is no recovering from it, man. So again, it says Psalm 73 and 20, as a dream when one awaketh. So, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image. Let's get this word despise in the blue letter. This is a different despise from the one of Obadiah. So in Psalm 73, it's to the Lord would despise that image, man. Let me show you what it means. See, he's destroying them, man. The Lord is taking up power. So this is the word.
Strong's H 959. Bazaar. Bazaar.
To despise, hold in contempt, disdain. It say to despise, regard with contempt, to be despised, to be despicable, to be vile. Right? What Job say? They are vile in the earth. They are children of fools. Ye are base men. They are vile in the earth. So it said to be vile, worthless, vile person, scorn, disdain. You see? The root say the same. It's a vile person, man. Disdain, contempt. This is the so-called white man. The Lord is despising that image. Let's get this in Proverbs. In Proverbs 18 and 3, it reads, when the wicked cometh, then cometh also contempt. See? And with ignominy reproach. Right? I love to get this word ignominy.
Strong's H 7036. Cologne. Cologne.
It says shame, disgrace, dishonor. It say dishonor, disgrace. It got reproach. Look, confusion, shame. When you get this word in Google, going back into Psalm 73 and 20, when the Lord said he should despise that image. This word ignominy is in Proverbs 18 and 3. This is what it says on Google.
Ignominy.
Now here are the similar words. It got shame, humiliation, embarrassment. Let's get this word.
Mortification.
Mortification, great embarrassment and shame, right? It reads disgrace, dishonor. One of the words is
Stigma.
stigma, a mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance, quality, or person.
Stigma.
Stigma. What is this? The MOTB. You see it? The word ignominy in Proverbs 18 and 3 is linked to stigma, which is to this devil's mark.
Stigma.
A mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance. What's a particular circumstance? That you will have the MOTB, man. If you follow this government, it's a quality or a person, a mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance, quality, or person. And what is this? The rudiments of the world. What did it tell you in Colossians 2 and 8? Least in the man spoiled through philosophies and vain deceits, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Yahweh. So if you're following the rudiments of the world, you will take demands, you will have a stigma. This is beautiful, man. Yeah, man. So other words it got for ignominy, it said shame, humiliation, embarrassment, mortification, disgrace, dishonor, stigma, disrepute. Let's play this.
Disrepute.
The state of being held in low esteem by the public. Is these not the basis of men? Daniel 4 and 17.
Disrepute.
So in other words, say discredit, degradation,
Degradation.
right? The condition or process of degrading or being degraded. It got abasement.
Abasement.
The action or fact of abasing or being abased, humiliation, degradation. The abasement.
Abasement.
Who we are dealing with? The bases of men, Job 14:7, man. This is the Lord bringing these devils back to their original habitation. And we are going back to our original habitation. Another word is let's play this.
Opprobrium.
It said the public disgrace arising from someone's shameful conduct. And what has been their conduct? Wickedness in the earth. Here's another one. Scandal, infamy,
Indignity.
treatment of circumstances that cause one to feel shame or to lose one's dignity. And this is the main one.
Lose face.
Loss of face, it say. Suffer a loss of respect, be humiliated. Loss of face, it got. So the main two that's here for the word ignominy is stigma and loss of face, man. So this is the Lord despising their image because all they got left is the little bit of power that they got, man. And the Lord is taking that away. So let me get this. And in the midst of this, in the midst of these devils' power falling, Israel power is being regained, man. Now, King David said this in Psalms. I got a couple more precepts here, and I'm going to close. In Psalms 23:5, King David said this. Thou preparest a table. Matter of fact, let's read this. It's in Psalms 23 and verse 3. He restored my soul, meaning he's restoring the elected Israel back to power. He restored my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yet though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, which is North America, Babylon the Great, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. What's the rod of the Lord? It's the correction that he gave us, being in captivity. It's our correction. And the staff is what? It says, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Right? Remember when it said in Revelation 11, measure the temple? He said, what? Take the reed like unto a rod and measure the temple. Let's read that real quick. In Revelation 11:1, it reads, and there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood, saying, rise and measure the temple of God and the altar and them that worship therein. What's the temple of the Lord? It's the elect, it's the hopeful elect, man. It's the hopeful elect men of Israel. Okay. And the angel stood, saying, rise and measure the temple of God and the altar. What's the altar? When we're in the highways and hedges. That's the altar, man. Remember, what 2 or 3 are gathered in the name of the Lord, that he is in the midst. That's the altar. That's why I say present your bodies as living sacrifices. Ain't no more burnt offerings. Our body is out there teaching in the highways and hedges. That is the altar. That is the sacrifice. It's saying measure the temple of God and the altar and them that worship therein. Right? So in Psalm 23, it reads, yeah, it said, yeah, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. That's the comfort. The rod was correction, the staff, the rod and the staff, the scriptures. Okay? Being put through trials and tribulations, adversity and afflictions. It say, thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemy. What's this table? The truth. Thou anointest my head with oil, which is the wisdom, my cup runneth over. Right? So, what was I finna get? Salakia. So this is Psalm 69. King David said this, let that table become a snare before them, and that which shall have been for their welfare, let it become a trap. So what's supposed to be for our welfare, which is just true, the Lord is preparing a table in the presence of our enemies, right? It's supposed to be our comfort. So in Isaiah 35, In the midst of these devils' power falling, the Lord is restoring Israel's power. So this is Isaiah 35. I'm going to read the point. It say, I'm going to read 3. This is Isaiah 35 and 3. Strengthen ye the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees. Say to them that are of fearful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, your power will come with vengeance. Even God with their recompense, he will come and save you. Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped. Then shall the lame man leap as an hart, and the tongue of the dumb sing. For in the wilderness, the shadow of death, right? The valley of the shadow of death. For in the wilderness shall waters break forth. The waters is the truth. Was that John 7:38? He that believe on me, as the scripture have said, out of his mind shall flow rivers of living water. So it say, for in the wilderness shall waters break out, and streams in the desert. This wilderness, Babylon the Great. And the parched ground shall become a pool. Remember Ezekiel 37, it say the valley of dry bones, right? They were so dry. So it said the parched ground shall become a pool because the valley of dry, we were dry here in America, right? Revelation 11:8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, because we were spiritually dead. It said the parched ground shall become a pool, and the thirsty land springs of water. Isaiah 44, 1 through 5. It say, this is the point. In the habitation of dragons, who is the dragon? The Roman Empire, North America, the revised Roman Empire. It say, in the habitation of dragons, where each lay shall be grass with reeds and rushes. Meaning the lake is going to wake up, spring up. And an highway shall be there, and a way, and it shall be called the way of holiness. The unclean shall not pass over it, but it shall be for those the wayfaring men. Thy food shall not err therein. So, in the midst of these devils' kingdom falling, their power is falling. The Lord is restoring the power back to Israel. So, Lord was edifying. You got to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rekah Kodash. The honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of great millstone who well, who teach well, whether apostles and elders of all Israel already accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the octrine pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four ends of the earth, the entire world. You know, the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwaf who are listening and learning, you for your sisters who are listening and learning. Lord, it's edifying. Till next time I say shalom. Thank for tuning in. Hey, thank for your precepts. Until next time I say shalom. Wa ababa.